Let's look at group effects, group size, and asset size. In the past, when we had groups, we couldn't always apply effects to the group itself. We could apply an effect to one item, one element, one clip inside the group, but we couldn't apply it to the entire group. Now we can. Also new in Camtasia 2020 is a group size. So when you group these things together, you can actually shrink or grow the size of that group. And lastly, you have the ability to determine what size you want something to be when you're putting it in the library. So when you save something as a library asset, you have a couple of options of how big or what size you want it to be when you commit it to the library. Let me just grab a couple of items here, and I'll put these two boxes together, put them one over top of the other so we can see them both. I'll select them both and then Control G to group. So now we have the ability to go to visual effects and do something like a color adjustment. I can grab this color adjustment and apply it to the group. And in this case, maybe I want to drop the contrast down, maybe the brightness too, I don't know. All right, there we go. So you can see that I'm clearly making some major change to the group itself. If I wanted to apply yet another effect like the color tint, I can do that here. And I might say, I want the darker parts to be yellow. Okay, there, it added some yellow. Also with this is a group size. I can see the group size is these two items combined. But if I wanted to, I could just select this group, hold down the Alt key, and I can make this group smaller. I can actually cut it in half if I want. So now the group is half the size. Of course, I can undo that. I can right-click the group, and if I look underneath group, there's an option for resize group. And here's where I can make it larger. I can go to canvas size, and now this one group is the size of the canvas. See, when I grab clear out here, where it's not even touching part of this media, it's considered part of the group. And I can also resize to visible size. So now we're back to having it tight up against the elements that make up the group. So that's how we can resize the group. Last, we have a custom option. If I didn't like either of those, maybe I want it to be exactly 500 by 500. I can do that. Okay, now it's a 500 by 500 square, and I can set it right in the middle here. So those are the group resizing options. If I have something that I'm adding to the library, I'm going to make that an asset. So if I right-click and choose Add to Library, I have the name of the group. What do I want to call it? Group 1 is fine. And then here are the two size options that we didn't have before. We can say use the canvas size or use visible size. And just like before, if we chose canvas size, that's everything, that's the whole canvas size, or just the visible size is just the size of the elements inside the group.